start recording, and today's kind of rough for me. Not feeling it isn't precisely the correct phrase, because I'm feeling it. I'm just, not entirely certain what it is. Because typically I spend a couple, 3 hours before the stream figuring out what it is that I'm going to go over, what it is that I'm going to talk about, what it is that I am interested in discussing on the stream. I did not do that this time. In fact, I did not do anything of the sort this time. Because, the week before last, why is my trash can on the wrong side? But, the week before last, I picked up this game that has broken the internet, Pal World. And I picked up this game, and while I was there, picking up games in general, I went, I may as well get Saints Row 3, the remastered version, because I've just never gotten around to picking that up, but it was on sale for like $3. So I figured I may as well pick that up. And I thought, oh, hey, they released a DLC for this indie game that I've got. I better pick that up. It's only like $2. And hey, while I'm here, it looks like this game on my wish list is also only about $2, and plus a friend of mine has played it and seems to have liked it. So I'll get that. And then I have like these 4 things to try. I have Saints Row the Third, which I just threw in the folder with the rest of the Saints Row games and didn't even bother trying. I played it before. I wasn't too especially fond of it, but I was kind of feeling that lack of completeness that comes with not buying a title from a series. Like when you've got Saints Row and Saints Row 2 and Saints Row 4, and you're like, I don't have Saints Row 3. That's kind of a mess. The real distressing thing for me is that you can't get the original Saints Row for PC. I wish you could. That was a good one. I enjoyed that one. But there's no way to get that for PC that I know of. So anyway, I didn't try Saints Row the Third. I already have played it for quite a few hours. I did try that DLC for Shapes.io, which I went, Shapes.io never really made me want to play it. It just kind of made me want to play Factorio again. So I thought maybe this new DLC, the puzzle DLC, which isn't new anymore, it's like months old, but I thought maybe this puzzle DLC will make it more interesting. And I played some of the puzzle DLC, and I was like, nope, it still just makes me want to play Factorio. Oh well. And then I had this game. It's a Vampire Survivors clone called Wedding Witch, and it was surprisingly good. And I played it like nonstop for 3 days. And then last weekend, I finally got around to trying Pal World. I think let me go check something real quick on my Steam account. It was... When did I first play it? On... Oh, the 30th. So... Bring that up. Yeah, so it was the Tuesday before last... I played it for the first time, and I caught a pal, and then when's the next time that it was it looks like it was the 5th. Yeah, it was this past Monday that I first actually went in and started seriously playing. It's at that point that I caught 10 kinds of pals, caught 20 kinds of pals. Is when I got more achievements. I think I actually started playing it the day before that. I think I started playing it on Sunday, and then just didn't get any of the achievements until Monday. But I played it a little the day I got it, and then I just got stuck on playing Wedding Witch until I got the game 100% completed, which took me about 3 days. And then on Sunday, I really started playing Pal World, and it's been a week, and I've got 100 hours in this game after a week. So yeah, I'm enjoying the game. I'm putting like 14 hours a day into this game. And see, the thing is that, I've been playing this game all week. It's not that I haven't been in the mood to draw. It's not that I haven't been in the mood to do any arting. But I just haven't. There have been a couple of times over the course of the week where I was like, I should go draw, and then I was like, oh, but I have this thing I want to do in my base, and everything takes forever in Pal World. And what it reminds me of more than anything is it reminds me of Minecraft, because I spend all of this time exploring the world, and I spend all of this time building my base, and I don't really work toward completing the game, which is kind of interesting to me. I don't care about completing the game. Like, there are these towers, and you're supposed to beat the bosses in the towers. I beat the boss in the first tower. There are 4 more towers, and I don't care. Like, I really have no particular interest in completing those towers. I don't find it a compelling goal. So I'm not entirely sure what that means or what I should be doing. It's just kind of weird. And I do feel that kind of completeness, that whole gotta catch 'em all thing, where you have to get all 111 different pals. And I'm currently, I think I'm at 82 or 83, something like that. And I'm sitting here kind of shaking my head and going, oh, those last 4 towers are going to be unique pals, and I'm going to have to beat those towers to get those. There's not going to be any other way to get them. I have to beat the towers. And of course, there are bosses scattered across the map. Well, the ones that are sitting around on the open map, they call alphas. But yeah, I've been playing Pal World, and everything takes too long. So I don't put as much time into my art as I should, and that's why we have these streams, so that I will put time in. There's a sneeze brewing over here. There we go. I apologize for that. One of the things I came across was this post on Tumblr, which you can see on my screen right now, which is about the proper way to draw hooves, which is useful because at some point I'm going to need to draw somebody on horseback, and I'm going to want to draw like a horse's foot, and it's going to have a hoof on it. And this is actually really well done and really well laid out, and it's been very nicely put together. So you've got all this useful stuff in here, like You got this one about what it looks like when it's flexed. And you've got the front and back views, and you've got when it's actually got weight on it, and it kind of bears down in this sort of shock absorber fashion. So this pushes down and back, and this kind of stays where it is. It just kind of moves forward. So you get this kind of lever effect. And that's interesting. That's something that I need to think about with respect to that. And that has, of course, brought up that I could draw like My Little Pony fan art now. But we know My Little Pony fan art doesn't actually get you much of anywhere. Now, furry porn, that'll get you somewhere. And of course, I have been sitting around all of this time, and I've been thinking about how Charlie is drawn, and I kind of like this this thin ribbon thing that goes on here. The eyes are this interesting sort of teardrop shape that's very wide. They just kind of loop around like this. And then you've got the eyelash, and a little shape that comes out there, and the other eyelash. I really like the kind of narrow nose thing that they do. And I've been sort of messing around with kind of how this is supposed to look. And we've got this whole contour of the face thing going on, and we've got the size of the neck. I haven't really worked on that much. But I'm really kind of fascinated with this character design. So I've been looking at that a lot, and I've been looking at sort of I've been looking at kind of different facial expressions and that kind of thing that you could put on a cartoon character. I don't feel like my content has been worth watching lately. I really don't. But I'm just kind of, I'm not really trying to make content that is quote unquote worth watching. This content is for me to do my work in the public eye more than anything. So it's not really part of the goal to get people to watch or get people to join the audience. It's more a goal to be somebody that people want to join your audience. It's like the most important thing. So one of the things that I used to talk about in my coaching practice was the idea that you have to start out by figuring out what it is you want to do. And once you've figured out what it is you want to do, you then need to go and exert your effort toward doing it. And when you start doing that, then you eventually begin getting good at what it is you want to do. And when you're actually good at what you want to do, people want to watch you do it. I'm not good at what I'm doing just yet. I'm still learning. I'm still working. I'm still practicing. And I'm very frustrated still being in that kind of learning place after all of this time, after all of this effort. I mean, it's been 2.5 years, I think. Let me check real quick. If I go and look at my content playlists, season 1 there's 60 videos in season 1, 52 videos in season 2, and this makes 15 in season 3. So that is 126. That's 126 weekly episodes, which is that's 104 for the first 2 years, and then there's another 22. And that's very nearly 2.5 years. And I've been showing up every week. I haven't been doing the best work, and I don't know. I feel like that's kind of important to showcase. I'm not doing my best work. I'm not doing the most efficient learning, but I don't have to. I just have to keep going. That's the big thing. Is to just keep going. How far apart are Charlie's eyes? And that's one of the things, when you have a head in typical realistic drawing, that head is 5 eyes wide. So, like, you've got 1 eye width in the middle, and you've got 1 eye width on either side, and then you've got 1 eye width outside of that. So this right here is where you're going to have your eye, right in that space. And then in between those, here's where you have your nose. And your nose is a particular given length down the face. Here's like the top, and here's your cheekbones right here. And then your mouth lines up. Edges of the mouth are right underneath of the eyes, so you kind of have proportions that go like this. And that's the way proportions on a realistic face go. Now, in anime, these eyes get extended out substantially farther, and they get widened substantially. So you've still got a 5 eye wide face, but you've only got a half eye on either side of this. And that middle bit, that's a regular eye, but the actual eyes themselves are drawn 50% larger. So it's like the eyes are 1.5 eyes wide. And here on this, it looks like that's even more exaggerated, and they actually come out the full 2 eye width. If you look at how her eyes are shaped over here in the sub view. We could pull that down. One of the problems that I have with one of the problems I have in sketching is I have this terrible tendency to just sketch and sketch and sketch all just on the same page. You've got kind of this minimalist look to Charlie's eyes. One of the things I was noticing is when they draw her with her legs drawn up, they do this kind of double crease here. I've talked about that previously when someone bends at the when someone's bent over and you've got a leg that comes up here, that leg never just bends at one crease, it bends at two creases. So there's a kind of double crease that fades out. You get this sort of V right in there. I'm just kind of rambling. I don't know what I'm talking about tonight. I don't have any plan. But I am going to try to... That's fucked up. See, when you do any kind of perspective drawing, okay, the lines have to get closer together as they get farther away. So if you're going to draw lines that are diverging like this, you can't then have them turn a corner like that. This corner's going farther away. If they're going to turn that corner, they need to turn a corner like this. These lines also need to diverge. It could go kind of like that. But if these are getting closer together, then these have to get farther apart as they come back. You can't draw these getting closer together like so. Is there a way that could happen? Is there a way that could go that way and this could also go this way? Yeah, they could be at an angle. But if that's going like that, and that's going like that, what does that imply? That means this is closer. That's farther away. And that's also farther away. So what you've got there is an angled corner that's getting farther away. There. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm having serious issues with my streams lately. I just kind of... I need to keep showing up for them. But it's like... I'm the only person who does. All of those need to go at similar vanishing points. All of these need to go at similar vanishing points. All of these need to go at similar vanishing points. Everything converges. always convergence in the edges. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I have a cold or if I have allergies or what. All this stuff that I've been learning, and I'm just kind of in a rut. I don't know how to get out of that rut. I don't feel like I'm doing any work. I feel like I'm just kind of fucking around and not getting anywhere. And part of it's not focusing. I don't know what to do about that. Except, focus. That's the thing you do. Oh, I'm having trouble focusing. Well, fucking focus. What else can you do? You gotta focus. And I'm not focusing on much of anything. Maybe schedule could help. That could be a thing. That could This stream is terrible. I understand exactly why nobody wants to watch my streams. And yeah, I tell you to do the little YouTube dance, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon, all of that happy horse shit, but I understand why you don't. My streams are not good enough yet. They're not going to be good enough for quite some time. I don't know what to do about that. I'm not having a good night. Every time I try to get into it, I can't get into it. I don't. It's not that I don't want to get into it. It's that I'm reaching for it and I'm not finding it. I don't know what to do about that. I don't know how to fix that. I think really the thing I need to do is some real thinking about this is that slog. I've talked about this before. I've talked about how improvement works, where you make some progress. You make some progress, and then you kind of drop back down, and then you level out for a long time. And I have been leveled out for a long time. And right here, there's this frustration point. And I've passed that frustration point. So I'm right around here. And maybe we're about to do a bunch more learning, but But that could also just stretch on and on and on and on and on. Go on, God only knows how long it could go on. You hit these plateaus and then you're on them for a long time, and it's very frustrating. It's very demoralizing. You don't feel like you're getting much of anywhere. You don't feel like you're accomplishing much of anything. But you have to keep going. It's that old saying, when you're going through hell, keep going. I'm not going through hell. I'm just, not getting where I want to go. And it's frustrating, and it's obnoxious, and it's annoying. And I don't know what to do about it. But I ought to do something. Definitely ought to do something. Anyway. I don't know. Have I done my 20 minutes? I've done 30 minutes. Okay, I showed up and I did my time. I don't think another 30 minutes of this is going to help anybody. I don't think it's going to help me. Certainly not going to be worth watching. So, Okay. Bye.